Hello and welcome to the Paul Green Comedy PaulCast for November 25th, 2024. This is episode 333. Stand-up comedian, actor, improviser, and dreamer Paul Green coming to you, sharing my journey as I pursue my dreams in the hopes that you might pursue yours as well. So, I'll tell you what, everybody, I have just been knee-deep, if not deeper, into this whole manifestation business. It has been very pervasive and consistent than I think it has been in a long time, and maybe never. I mean, since I've really discovered the whole self-help industry, I think I listened to The Secret for the first time maybe about 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago. And that was the first time in my life I had ever heard anything like that. And although, it's not a concept too far removed from the teaching that I think is, I don't think, the teaching that's in the Bible that I think is commonly taught, which is the idea that whatsoever you ask God will be given to you. And I really think The Secret is based on a similar principle that pretty much whatever you think and say or declare will happen in your life will actually happen in your life. And now as a skeptic, I hear stuff like that and I immediately go, yeah, there's got to be more to it than that. And I think there's plenty of evidence that there's a heck of a lot more to it, and that just anything that is said or thought is not a guarantee that it will materialize. So there's more to it. However, I do believe very strongly that whatever it is that you consistently think and consistently do in response to those thoughts will greatly increase the likelihood that what you are thinking of and working towards will manifest in real time, in reality, not in some sort of metaphysical, spiritual, it was within you all along and you didn't really need it or want it or any of that. But it's like, no, you think about something, you say, this is what I'm going to do. You then work at it consistently every single day, as long as it takes until it happens or until you reach some sort of point of failure where it actually is impossible to be accomplished, or you just run out of the will and resources to keep trying, or you actually get the thing. And so since I talk so much on this podcast about this dream that I'm pursuing, and I have, expressed some different desires and hopes that I have, what my dreams are as a performer, what they actually are. One of them is being able to tour and actually be a draw, meaning strangers will buy tickets to see me perform. Another one of them is being cast on major TV and movies, major TV shows and movies that are like actual, like widely distributed, either on like streaming services like Netflix or major studio brands, NBC, Peacock, or whatever. So those are all dreams that I have and that I think about constantly and that I'm pursuing. However, like I would assume all people, I have my doubts. I have my what if it never happens. I have my what if I'm just not good enough, or what if I just started too late, or who do I think I am? I still have all of those thoughts and narratives that are competing for my brain power, and I have to deal with them and navigate them. But what has happened recently, and by recently I mean over the last couple of days, is when I wake up in the morning, I should just be more specific. It happened yesterday and it happened again today, which is I woke up in the morning and my first inclination was to grab my notebook, which I always have nearby, and actually start my morning writing about the night before. Had the night before occurred because I had already accomplished my dreams. Meaning I was like talking about the show that I was just on and how amazing it was and how it went and how it felt to have been a part of that show the night before. And when I'm writing this, and I wrote one this morning and I wrote one yesterday, I'm writing it in the present tense as though it already happened. And I don't know what that means. I don't know why I'm doing that, other than it just felt like what I should be doing or what I wanted to be doing. And I think it's just another way to program my subconscious to expect and believe that there actually will come a morning when I wake up, and instead of it being exercise, I actually will be writing about the actual show that I'm writing about in sort of this metaphysical manifestation practice or exercise, writing exercise. And I don't know, that's just kind of exciting. And I don't know what it means that now I'm starting to do that on a regular basis. I don't get it. I don't understand it, but that's what's happening. And it's just been kind of cool. And that's not the end of it. It gets worse, everybody. Or better, depending on how you want to look at it. So I did that in the morning, this morning, and then, I had some work meetings and just some, the regular daily tasks to take care of. And then I went to the gym, got my exercise on, and when I was driving back home from the gym, I was really reflecting on what I had been doing with this whole, manifestation writing exercise, where I'm just waking up in the morning and writing about what I did the night before, as though what I had done the night before was something that was the fulfillment of a lifelong dream. And while I'm driving home and thinking about that, I just go, I wonder what my story will be. When I get that big break, or, when some major milestone happens to where I can look at it and go like, oh my gosh, my dream just came true. It actually happened in real time, in linear time theory, on this planet, on this earth, in this level of consciousness. It wasn't a metaphysical manifestation. It wasn't a spiritual manifestation. It wasn't, oh, well, you asked for one thing and it didn't happen, so then you just sort of adjust what you claim to have asked for anyway, or you just write it off as some sort of excuse as to why it didn't really happen the way that you wanted it to happen. So I'm thinking about this of like, man, what would that actually look like and feel like? And what would my story actually be? And I got this inspiration to actually go home, pull up my laptop, and I actually started writing my autobiography And the autobiography is written telling the story of how I got the big break, which, by the way, has not happened yet. And I saw the first chapter in my mind, and I went home and just, not all of it, but I just knew where I wanted to start. And I actually started in the middle, writing about how I went to Tony Robbins in like 2016 when I lived in LA, and just wrote about some of the things that I had learned about myself at that Tony Robbins event. And I kind of hacked out a first chapter of it. And so now I am writing an autobiography about how I achieved a dream that hasn't happened yet. And I don't know why. It just is really exciting, because now I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, I get to actually write and create this story in real time. And I actually am writing the story in real time. And again, I don't know what any of this means. I don't know why any of this is happening. All I know is I started writing my autobiography, and it was so much fun. And I started in the middle. So I started when I was at Tony Robbins about 7 years ago. And then I went back to the beginning, and now I'm just sort of telling my story about how all of this has happened. And it's ultimately going to end with me writing about how this big dream came true. So look for that on bookshelves near you, or on Audible as I narrate it. So other than that, which is just kind of wild, don't really know what I think about it, but that's what's going on. That's what's happening. I am getting ready to do a little road trip here. I'll be heading out to LA tomorrow to attend my LA agent's 60th birthday party, which is actually going to be a comedy show. And then I will be turning around and driving straight from LA all the way to New Mexico, because I will be performing at a casino in New Mexico on Thanksgiving Day, and just really excited and looking forward to those performances, and just being able to be on the road performing comedy, spreading laughter and joy to whichever audiences I will have an opportunity to see. So I am going to cut this one way, way short, but I feel like I've been going long the last couple of episodes. So you guys have gotten plenty of Paul Green comedy thoughts and feelings. So I'm going to end it there, everybody, and wish you all a wonderful day. I hope you're doing well. Your dreams are coming true. You're finding fulfillment and joy as you pursue your dreams. And I will check in with you tomorrow. This is the Paul Green Comedy PaulCast for November 25th, 2024, episode 333. I love you all so much. Talk to you soon.